Good Saturday evening to you, wrestling fans. Josh with you, coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia. It is sold out here as Bill and Randy, the Monkey Brothers, make their way to the ring to take on the awesome Road Warriors. Last week, Tommy Rich issued the challenge to the U.S. champion Nikita Koloff, and Paul Jones blocked the move. However, the championship committee and Paul Jones sat down earlier in the week, and they agreed that if Tommy Rich can defeat the Barbarian and the Warlord in consecutive weeks, Barbarian this week, Warlord next week, he will get that U.S. title shot at Clash of the Champions 3, Bash at the Beach. But if Rich loses tonight, it's all over. He goes back to the bottom of the ladder.
And their opponents, accompanied by Precious Paul L. Reed, and at a combined weight of 609 pounds, Hulk and the Animal, the Road Warriors.
2 title matches signed for tonight. Young Sam Houston is getting a TV title shot tonight against the Enforcer Arn Anderson. What a matchup that ought to be. Sam Houston impressed last week as he and Ron Simmons successfully defended the U.S. Tag Team titles against the Long Riders Black Bart and Wild Bill Irwin. And also tonight, the World Tag Team Champions, the Midnight Express, Sweet Stan Lane, Beautiful Bob Eaton, to put the titles on the line against America's team, Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA. What a match that should be 2 weeks ahead of Clash of the Champions 3. And fans, if we have a title change tonight, that will not change the match between the Rock and Roll Express and the Midnight Express. The Rock and Roll Express said they want Beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan in the ring, regardless if the titles are available or not. They want that match, and it will go as planned 2 weeks from tonight. Into the corner. Tag made the Road Warrior Animal. I do not envy Bill and Randy Malky this evening. Also in here tonight, Lex Luger, the Total Package. He's in action. We'll also see a new team, Ron Garvin teaming with Eddie Gilbert. They'll be in tag team action. Brad Armstrong is here. Also Chief Wahoo McDaniel in action. Beautiful suplex there by Road Warrior Animal. Thank you so much for joining us this Saturday evening. We're ahead of ourselves here. June the 14th. Stomping the knees. Kick to the midsection. Hawk. Cobra twist here. Cobra clutch. Has him up. Slams him down. Paul Ellering celebrating perhaps a bit early. Into the corner. Randy Malky tagged in. Clothesline up and over he goes. We've got Hawk in the ring also taking it to Bill. Animal goes out to the floor. Stomping on Randy. Picks up Randy. Randy and Animal, I believe, are the legal men. Animal going up top. High risk move. Big blow off the top rope. He caught him right between the eyes with that big fist. Randy Malky fighting back now, but good arm drag there by Animal. And a monkey flip. Great agility from the big man. Beautiful leg drop there. Clash of the Champions 3 shaping up to be quite an event. Just 2 weeks away. Bash at the Beach, we're calling it. Tag made to Hawk. Double team coming up. Double swing back into the corner, and the back of Randy Malky crashed against the turnbuckles. Went for the clothesline, nobody home. Hawk just sidestepped him. And now Hawk making the young man pay. Fans, we're going to see the match everybody's been wanting to see. Sting taking on Arn Anderson. That's at Bash at the Beach in 2 weeks. Again, Sting said he does not care if Anderson's a TV champion or not. He wants Anderson in the ring. However, if Anderson still is the TV champion in 2 weeks, the title will be on the line. So an added bonus for Sting if that belt is on the line. Also signed Dusty Rhodes to take on Tully Blanchard. That's going to be a Falls Count Anywhere match. Animal takes down Bill Malky. Rushes over now. Makes the tag to Hawk. Double team coming up. Animal puts him up on his shoulders. Hawk with a flying clothesline. Turn the man inside out. Now turns him over. Cover. Hooks the leg. Middle of the ring. Easy win tonight for the Road Warriors. I'll talk more about the Clash of the Champions here momentarily as we take a look back at the action. There you see it. Hawk ramming one of the Malky brothers face first into that big boot. I believe that was Randy there going down hard. And then Hawk off the top rope. The Doomsday Device, that flying clothesline. And it was all over for the Malky brothers. Another impressive victory for the Road Warriors as they continue their climb up the ladder here in World Championship Wrestling. And fans, that's Black Bart and Wild Bill Irwin have just hit the ring and they've attacked the Road Warriors. Let's get our cameras back to the action, please. Black Bart putting the boots to Animal, and Hawk is down as well. They blindsided him, came out of nowhere while Hawk and Animal were celebrating, came up from behind. Big right hand there by Wild Bill. Referee Bill Scott does not know where to go or what to do. The Road Warriors need some help out here. They have just wrestled a match. Throws Hawk up and over. What are the Long Riders thinking here, attacking the Road Warriors? Suplexes him back into the ring. Black Bart working over Animal, scoops him up, slams him down. And the Long Riders taking it to the Road Warriors. We've got to take a timeout. We'll be right back. Welcome back, wrestling fans. Thank you to our security team for breaking up that brawl between the Long Riders and the Road Warriors. In the ring, Rip Rogers set to do battle with the total package Lex Luger.
His opponent from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 275 pounds, the total package Lex Luger.
I do not know what instigated that attack by the Long Riders on the Road Warriors. Apparently another team that's wanting to move up the ladder and they feel the Road Warriors are in their way. Both teams would love to become either the U.S. or World Tag Team Champions. Speaking of the U.S. Tag Team titles, that match has been signed. Ron Simmons and Sam Houston will defend against Ivan Koloff and Baron Von Raschke in 2 weeks at the Clash of the Champions 3. Bill Scott calls for the bell. Luger wasting no time. Big power slam. Takes down Rip Rogers. And now Luger flexing for this Atlanta crowd. Impressive physique on both men here, but Luger just a little more chiseled, you might say. Luger with the right hand and a good elbow right across the Adam's apple. Also, Nikita Koloff will have to defend the U.S. title at Clash of the Champions 3, but whether it is against Tommy Rich or not will depend on if Rich can win tonight and then move on and take on the Warlord and defeat him next week. A gauntlet challenge for Tommy Rich. Can he rise to the occasion? No effect there on Luger. Was that clothesline? And now Luger has him up. Reverse suplex. I understand if Nikita does not face Tommy Rich, he can select his opponent for Clash of the Champions 3. That is part of the stipulation as well. If Tommy Rich does not make it to the Clash, the challenge for that U.S. title, Nikita gets to handpick his opponent. Also signed, the Midnight Express to meet the Rock and Roll Express. Whether or not that'll be for the tag team titles will be decided tonight. If the Midnight Express retain, it'll be for the titles. If they lose them tonight, it'll just be a grudge match. And we will have a World Tag Team title match with the new champions, Magnum TA and Dusty Rhodes. Rip Rogers fighting back now. Luthez Perez, and there's right hands. Finding the mark. Might have broken Luger's jaw. Cover here by Rogers. Upset central in the making, but no, Luger powers out before a 1 count. He wouldn't have lost that even if it had been an amateur match. And also the big match sign, the main event. World Champion Ric Flair taking on the boss, Magnum TA. A revenge grudge match there. A return match. Magnum feels he was cheated. Rogers goes head first into that top turnbuckle. Now Luger has him up in the human torture rack. This one's over. Rogers, nowhere to go. He's a long way from the ropes to grab that top rope. It's over with. He gives up. Luger with another impressive victory here in World Championship Wrestling. Great win by Luger. There you see it, Rip Rogers with some offense early on. Had little effect on Luger. Luger moved out of the way, put the man up in the rack. And that's all she wrote. Referee Bill Scott calls for the bell. Wait a minute, Barry Windham! That's Barry Windham now! He came out from under the ring! He was hiding under the ring and he's got Luger down! Luger on the mat! Luger's just wrestled a match as well! The night of the sneak attack, apparently. What's Barry Windham thinking here? What's he doing attacking Luger? Windham, a member of the Four Horsemen, taking it to Lex Luger. Luger, a top contender to the TV title. Maybe Barry Windham trying to derail him, protect that title held by Arn Anderson, at least currently. I don't know what other motivation here, other than Windham just can't stand Luger's guts. Windham now has him up. Cradle suplex. Luger, his head bounced off the mat. We need some help here for Lex Luger. He was sneak attacked. And there's a backbreaker. Now bending Luger. He's trying to put the man out of commission. Picks him up again. Waist lock. And a big slam. Windham just working over Lex Luger, stomped him right in the gut. And now a strong kick to the neck. Another strong kick to the back. Luger working over Windham. Elbow to the top of the head. Where is Sting? Sting is a friend of Luger. He's in the building tonight. Luger could use his help right now. Windham now going up. Middle rope. We've got to take a timeout. We'll be right back. Welcome back, wrestling fans. In the ring, Thunderfoot 1 and 2 taking on Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Hands of Stone Ron Garvin. Missy Hyatt in the corner of Gilbert and Garvin. Inverted atomic drop there. Windham left the ring, feeling satisfied that he may have injured Lex Luger. We'll try to get a report on Lex Luger before we go off the air here this evening. Clothesline there by Thunderfoot 1. And we've speculated for weeks who's under those masks. They have a bit of talent here. And now he's showing it to Eddie Gilbert. Who are these two masked men? Tag made to Thunderfoot 2. Slams the wrist against the mat. Luger was helped back to the dressing room area by our security team. Sting did not make it out to help Luger, very surprisingly. Maybe Sting has not yet arrived, but he is scheduled to be here tonight. Gilbert picks him up. Sting has said that he wants to be in the corner of Sam Houston to give him a fair shake against Arn Anderson, and also to get into the head of Anderson, a man he will face in 2 weeks. Thunderfoot 2 claws the eyes, and a clothesline takes down Ron Garvin. Eddie Gilbert coming over, grabs Thunderfoot 2, snaps him throat first over that top rope. And both men now down. Who will get up first? Gilbert applauding, trying to get Garvin to his feet, and Garvin does now have Thunderfoot 2 going for the suplex. Thunderfoot 2 looked like he was trying to block it there. Garvin trying to stomp Thunderfoot 2. He's just moving out of the way. Crawling, trying to crawl to his corner. Double axe handle. Interesting duel here. Ron Garvin, Eddie Gilbert. Missy Hyatt has said she would love to build this stable. Add some more wrestlers to her stable. Ron Garvin being considered. Sweeps the leg. And Thunderfoot 1 tagged in. Garvin ready for him. What a punch to the midsection. Looked like a rabbit punch. Or just a quick jab to the gut. Now twisting the head. Still to come, Tommy Rich taking on the Barbarian. If Rich wins, he'll take on the Warlord next week. If he wins that match, he'll get that U.S. title shot against Nikita Koloff at Clash of the Champions 3 Bash at the Beach on Saturday, June 28th, as we kick off summer officially. Good block there by Thunderfoot. I believe that's Thunderfoot 1. Charge again. Big clothesline. Down goes Ron Garvin. Leaping leg drop across the throat. Picks him up. Into the corner. Another vicious clothesline, and they are working over Ron Garvin right now. Stomps the arm. Still to come, 2 big title matches. The Midnight Express putting the World Tag Team titles on the line against America's team, Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA. And of course, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson, set to defend that TV title. The challenger, Sam Houston, one half of the U.S. Tag Team Champions. Ron Simmons is not in Atlanta. He is not in the building tonight, obviously. And so Sting has said, he told me early in the week he'll be there to be in the corner of Sam Houston to make sure Anderson or any of the Horsemen do not get involved in that TV title match later tonight. Good job there by Ron Garvin. The Thunderfoot throws him into the corner. Charging in again. Moves out of the way. Good heads-up move. And Ron Garvin again, that great boxing background, caught him right in the midsection. Good scoop slam there by Garvin. Drags him to the middle of the ring. And on Garvin, the Garvin stomp. Stomps the knee and the ankle. Right in the face. Hit him flush in the face. Takes down Thunderfoot 2. And Garvin's going to tag in Eddie Gilbert. Gilbert comes in. He's just going to make the cover here. 1. He's ripping the reward here. To the pay window go Ron Garvin, Eddie Gilbert, and Missy Hyatt this evening. And Missy Hyatt has to be impressed by Garvin's performance here this evening. A great tag team partner for Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. They could very well be a threat for the U.S. Tag Team title or the World Tag title, whichever they choose to go after. Impressive win by Garvin and Gilbert. Let's get the official word.
Here are your winners, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Ron Garvin.
Impressive victory for Gilbert and Garvin. We'll be right back. Welcome back, wrestling fans. Tommy Rich to take on the Barbarian. A gauntlet challenge match.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Tennessee, weighing in at 235 pounds, Tommy.
Tommy Rich making his way to the ring. Weeks ago, he was set to take on Nikita Koloff in a non-title match. Lex Luger attacked Koloff and that match was scrapped. Koloff was unable to compete that evening. Rich felt that he had won that evening, he would have become the #1 contender to the title. And he has not forgotten that. Made it well known in recent weeks that he wants to challenge Nikita Koloff for the title. But can he get past the awesome Barbarian? We saw Barbarian win last week in dominant fashion. The Warlord did the same. Both men standing in his way of that U.S. title shot. And here comes the Barbarian, making his way out of the locker room. Fans eagerly awaiting this matchup.
Russian Nightmare, Nikita Koloff.
The U.S. champion accompanying Barbarian to the ring.
From your
That's gonna.
fears, weighing in
He's gonna make his presence known at ringside.
The Barbarian.
Rich will have to watch his back. Look out for number 1 Paul Jones as well. Who would Nikita Koloff pick as an opponent if he gets to pick at Clash of the Champions 3 in 2 weeks? I know if I were in his shoes, I'd pick somebody like Lee Scott or Randy Malky. I do not know if the championship committee will put any kind of stipulations on who he can pick. It may have to be a top challenger, a contender to the title. We will wait and see, but first of all, if Tommy Rich can win, it's going to be him. But things not looking good so far. Barbarian has the man down, rolls him over. Barbarian as tough as they come. Has him up. Big right hand there by the Barbarian. Picks him up. Atomic drop. And a cover here by the Barbarian. Has the leg hooked. Easy kick out by Wildfire Tommy Rich. We are with you for 1 hour this evening. Big kick there by Rich. Already 20 minutes expired. But we will stay with you as long as we need to bring you both title matches this evening. Rich now with a cover. Leg hooked. Easy kick out by the Barbarian. Nikita Koloff looking on. Chin lock here by Wildfire Tommy Rich. Barbarian gets to both feet. Drives an elbow to the midsection. And again. Front face lock by the Barbarian. Waist lock. He's going for the rack. He's got Wildfire Tommy Rich and the Human Torture Rack. That's a move that we just saw Lex Luger using. Trying to force Rich to submit here. Rich fighting free, or at least trying to, and he does. Barbarian did not have it locked in well. Straight right hand by Wildfire, but Barbarian stays on his feet. Whips him into the corner. Rich now spins him around. Double axe handle. Right between the shoulder blades. Now picks him up. Puts him up on the top rope. Hangs him. Big running elbow right to the face. And Wildfire now going up top. He has a lot of high-flying skills. Flying elbow drop. Cover. Leg hooked. 1. A 1 count only. Rich was hoping to move on to next week right there. Slamming the wrist against the mat. Stomps the face. Front face lock. Rolls him over. Chin lock here by Wildfire Tommy Rich. Trying to force the Barbarian to submit. Barbarian able to wriggle free. Drives the knee right to the mouth. And now there's Nikita Koloff getting involved, as we knew he probably would. Koloff right up in the face of Wildfire Tommy Rich. Barbarian from behind. The flying clothesline. Took down Wildfire, and Nikita did his job right there. He got Tommy Rich distracted. His focus off his opponent. And now the Barbarian with a cover. Leg hooked. 1. A 1 count only. Referee was a bit slow to get into position. Crick in the neck. Twist in the head. And the Barbarian now working over Wildfire Tommy Rich. Looking for the submission right here. Paul Jones' Army would love to end tonight knowing. Cranium kick there by the Barbarian. Turns him over. The cover. The leg hooked. That's got to be all. No, it's a 1 count only. I was about to say, he was trying to snap the head down, but Rich moved out of the way. Good heads-up move by Wildfire Tommy Rich. Overhand wrist lock. Drives him to the mat. I was saying if Paul Jones' Army knew they did not have to take on Tommy Rich in 2 weeks, they could rest well tonight. Rich now trying to catch his breath. Working the shoulder. I think Barbarian might have dislocated that shoulder while kind of condition will Rich be in if he can even make it to Clash of the Champions? Great move there by Wildfire. And again, Rich, dazed, trying to recover. Barbarian's down. He's wasting a lot of time. Look, Nikita Koloff's up on the apron. He is trying to distract Wildfire, but it's not working this time. Luthez press, and the right hand's coming down, and he has just busted open the Barbarian. He is bleeding from the forehead, and Rich going for the cover. Leg hooked. Referee's distracted. Come on, ref. Nikita just interfered. He pulled the referee out of the ring. That's got to be a disqualification. That's got to be a disqualification. Nikita, I think Bill Scott, has called for the bell. He has called for the bell, and besides, Barbarian is using a sledgehammer regardless. He disqualified Barbarian for Nikita Koloff's interference, but now that Barbarian knew it was over, he got the sledgehammer out. They're trying to end Tommy Rich's career. Welcome back, wrestling fans. Lee Scott taking on Brad Armstrong, and Tommy Rich had to be stretchered out. He won the match by disqualification. That means he will move on next week to take on the Warlord. If he's able to even compete next week, that is. What kind of condition will he be in? Speaking of that, Lex Luger will be okay. Minor injuries sustained here this evening. He is expected to be able to wrestle in 2 weeks for a match that was just signed. Luger will take on Barry Windham in a top contenders matchup. Both men top contenders to the TV titles and the US title. And it is going to be a grudge match between Windham and Luger in 2 weeks at Clash of the Champions 3. Bash of the Beach. Brad Armstrong now off the middle rope. Sunset flip. That might be all. 1. Lee Scott kicked out. But now we are concerned about the condition of Wildfire Tommy Rich. He had to be stretchered out during the break. Good move there by Brad. He is just working over young Lee Scott here. Talk about another guy who's moving up the ladder. That is Brad Armstrong. Deep arm drag. Kick to the lower back. Armstrong has to be considered a top contender to the TV title now as well. Walking power slam there by Brad Armstrong. And Lee Scott regretting signing the contract for this matchup. Armstrong wasting no time. There's the Russian leg sweep. And that's going to be all she wrote for Lee Scott as he wraps up the leg. And the referee counts to 3. Impressive, quick victory tonight for Brad Armstrong. Put another in the win column for him. Beautiful sunset flip early on. Lee Scott lucky to kick out. There it is, that beautiful Russian leg sweep. Fans, another match signed for Clash of the Champions 3 in 2 weeks. It'll be the Road Warriors taking on Black Bart and Wild Bill Irwin, the Long Riders, in a grudge match.
Here is your winner, Brad Armstrong.
Don't go away, please. Chief Wahoo McDaniel is in action next. In the ring, Scott Sandlin taking on Chief Wahoo McDaniel. And Sandlin tried to run over Wahoo. That's not going to work. Good shoulder tackle by the former football player. And now Wahoo has him. Tomahawk chop to the top of the head. Luckily they didn't slice it open. Wahoo now has him up. Tremendous pile driver. He planted him. Now pulling on the arm. Fans, Tommy Rich is being checked by our medical team. As we speak, so far he has not been taken to the hospital. That is a good sign. Stomps the arm. It has been the night of the sneak attack for sure. So many grudges here in World Championship Wrestling as we approach the summer months. Things really heating up in World Championship Wrestling. Wahoo now with the rolling knee drop right across the forehead. Picks him up. Broke him in half. Great backbreaker there by, or a side slam there by Wahoo. And now Wahoo clawing the eyes. Mean streaking Chief Wahoo McDaniel, but they love him here in Atlanta, Georgia, and across the world. Belly-to-belly suplex. He is just working over young Scott Sandlin. Gonna put him out of his misery here. Leaping tomahawk chop that busted him open. The blood now flowing from between the eyes. It's over. Beautiful win by Chief Wahoo McDaniel. He dominates Scott Sandlin here this evening. There you see that tomahawk chop. And fans, I can't believe it. There's Jimmy Garvin. Jimmy Garvin has just taken down Wahoo McDaniel. He came up from behind as well. What is going on this evening? Garvin, that's gorgeous Jimmy Garvin. He is attacking Chief Wahoo McDaniel. Now putting the boots right to the forehead. Picks him up. And there's a backbreaker by gorgeous Jimmy. What is Garvin thinking here? Again, it's just jealousy, seeing other men win, taking their spots as they move up the rankings. And Wahoo's fighting back. Wahoo's fighting back. Garvin bit off more than he can chew this evening, it would seem. Wahoo taking it to gorgeous Jimmy Garvin now. Maybe not a smart move by gorgeous Jimmy Garvin, but Garvin with a jawbreaker, and Garvin's getting out of here. Garvin's getting out of here. Look at him run.
The following champion versus champion contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WCW World Television Championship.
Fans, Chief Wahoo McDaniel chased Jimmy Garvin out of the building. Garvin took off in the limo. Wahoo just was left standing in the parking lot, but Garvin's out of the building. And there you see Sting. He has finally arrived, and he is going to be in the corner of Sam Houston for this World Television title match. 15-minute time limit imposed on this one. Houston, of course, one half of the U.S. Tag Team Champions, really turned the heads of the Championship Committee last week as Cian Simmons defeated Black Bart and Wild Bill Irwin in that U.S. Tag Team title defense. And Houston has earned a TV title shot here this evening. Sting's there to make sure the Horsemen do not interfere. I don't know if Flair and Blanchard are even in the building. They're not scheduled to wrestle this evening, so no reason for them to be here other than to be in the corner of Anderson. I didn't know Barry Windham was in the building until he attacked Luger earlier on. Luger is going to be okay, thankfully. The same can be said for the Road Warriors. They were attacked earlier. Still waiting for an update on Wildfire Tommy Rich as Sam Houston awaits the arrival of the World Television Champion. Look who that is! It's Koloff and Baron von Raschke in the corner of the TV champion. And there's the manager of the Horsemen, James J. Dillon. He's here. So, Sam Houston's still outnumbered. It's 4-2. Raschke and Koloff will challenge for the U.S. Tag Team titles in 2 weeks. At Clash of the Champions, Anderson just kind of brushed past this manager. And they're trying to get into the head of Sam Houston. Houston and Sting outnumbered here this evening. Anderson just looking right past Sting, acting like he didn't see him. Sting trying to get in the head of Anderson, but it's not going to work. Anderson just looked right past him. Sting was right down there. Anderson put the hand over the eyes as if he didn't even see him. There's a good look at the World Television title. It's on the line here this evening. Let's go down to our ring announcer.
Introducing the challenger from Texas, weighing in at 218 pounds, he is one half of the champions, Sam Hughes Tim. Introducing the champion from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 225 pounds, he is the WCW World Television Champion, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson.
Apparently the Four Horsemen and Paul Jones's army forming a temporary allegiance, mainly to get into the head of Sam Houston. It'll be Koloff and Barron taking on Houston and Simmons in 2 weeks. As I mentioned earlier, Simmons is not in the building. He's not even in Atlanta, I'm told. So Sting making sure that he's got Sam Houston's back. And Houston, of course, has to feel fortunate that he's there. Referee Bill Scott raises the title high. It's on the line, 15-minute time limit. Anderson just yelled something at Sam Houston. Houston with a big elbow right to the jaw. And the challenger takes the champion down with a beautiful Russian leg sweep. Sam Houston using the arms to flip off Ivan Koloff. Houston letting him know he has no business to be at ringside right here for this TV title match. Into the corner goes Anderson. Houston charges in. A wicked clothesline takes down the Enforcer. Cover here by Houston. Leg hooked. Easy kick out by the champion. Houston front face lock. Drives him down, armbar. Trying to force the champion to submit. Sting loving what he sees so far. Sting has said he does not care if Anderson is the TV champion in 2 weeks. He just wants him in the ring. Single leg Boston Crab. He is fully supporting Sam Houston here this evening. He wants to see Houston walk away with that TV title. Good kick there by the champ. And now Anderson turning things around. Stomps the arm. He had his other foot holding down the hand of Sam Houston. He was stomping the hand of Houston. Butterfly suplex into a bridge. And a kick out there by Houston. That was a great butterfly suplex by the Enforcer. Good snapmare. And the elbow to the top of the head. Anderson now going to work. Good block there by the challenger. And Houston now. Good suplex and bridge. 1. A 1 count only. The champion kicks out. Quick action already in this TV title match. We're not even 2 minutes into it. Great move there by Houston. That clock definitely favors the champion. Anderson defeated Chief Wahoo McDaniel here last week. Anderson grabs the bottom rope to break the hold. Into the corner goes the Enforcer. Puts him up on the top rope. Houston draping the legs over. Big right hand there by Sam. Sam going all the way up top. A true superplex here by Houston. Great maneuver. And Houston goes for the cover. Leg hooked. Center of the ring. 1. A 2 count only as the Enforcer able to kick out. Leg scissors here by Sam. Driving the elbow to the top of the head. Sting cheering on the challenger. Front face lock. Snaps the leg. Great running elbow drop there by Houston. Now the camel clutch on the champion. 12 minutes left in the time limit. Anderson in trouble. Gets the arms away from the face. Trips up Houston. Snapmare. Elbow. Anderson fighting back. Throws Houston into the corner face first, and that clothesline to the back of the head. Taking down Houston. Cover here by the Enforcer. 1. And the challenger able to kick out. Anderson back in control. The TV champion expected to defend the TV title each and every week. Whether it's Sam Houston or the Enforcer next week, it will be on the line. Anderson takes him to the ropes. Going for that slingshot suplex. Has him up. Great maneuver here. That is a move that Tully Blanchard uses. Blanchard is the expert at it. Cover here by the Enforcer. 1. Did not hook the legs. Failed to hook the leg. And Houston kicks out with ease. The shoulder claw applied by the champion. And good news for Tommy Rich. He sustained some injuries here tonight, but nothing significant that should sideline him. It should not sideline him. He should be able to wrestle next week against the Warlord. So good news there. It'll be Tommy Rich taking on the Warlord next week in that Gauntlet Challenge. If Rich wins, he will challenge Nikita Koloff for that U.S. title at Clash of the Champions 3 in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, that is. Houston in trouble now. Anderson puts him up on the top rope. Pulls him down. He's got him trapped in the corner. And a knee dangerously low. I think it caught him in the midsection. Could have been lower. Cover here by the champ. One. A 1 count. Sam Houston kicks out. Less than 10 minutes remain in the time limit. And we've seen Anderson do this before. Undoing that top turnbuckle pad. Exposing the steel. He picks up Sam Houston. Come on, ref. Don't let him do this. Into the corner goes Sam Houston. He hit the steel. Anderson was going to greet him with a clothesline if he had remained on his feet. But Sam Houston fell after hitting that steel. It's still exposed. Sam Houston fighting back now. Good monkey flip there by the challenger. He was in a precarious position. Anderson was going to drive him face first into that exposed steel, I think. Now referee Bill Scott trying to reattach that top turnbuckle. Meanwhile, Houston going for the camel clutch, trying to force the enforcer to submit. Bill Scott checking in. Anderson trips him up and escapes the hold. Great escape there by the champion. Anderson now hoists him up. Has him hoisted up. Good move there by Double A. Anderson now putting the boots to Sam Houston. Anderson applying the shoulder claw once again. 8.5 minutes remaining in the time limit. We have one more match remaining. The World Tag Team titles on the line. What's Houston's going after? He's going after Ivan Koloff. I don't know if Ivan Koloff said something, but a bulldog on the floor. Baron von Raschke's backing off, but here comes Sam. Anderson from behind. Look out, Sam, you're outnumbered. Sting not coming over, but Houston wisely gets back in the ring. Sam instigated that anyway. Anderson trips up Houston, going for the figure 4 leg lock. He's got it locked in. 7.5 minutes remaining. Anderson does not have it locked in well. You can see the leg is raised. And Houston's going to turn it over. And that reverses the pressure to the legs of the enforcer. He'll have to break the hold. Sam Houston gets to his feet first, trips him up, and now turns the table. It's now a spinning toe hold on Anderson. A seesaw battle here tonight for the TV title. Anderson on the mat. Houston grabs both legs. Great move there by the challenger. Went for the kick. Caught him that time. Missed the first time. Camel clutch once more. Middle of the ring. Sting sensing a title change. The fans here in Atlanta also think the title might change hands this evening. Anderson, can he get out? Less than 7 minutes left in the time limit. Anderson tripped him up. Front face lock by the champion. Again, trips up Sam Houston. Going for the spinning toe hold. No, again, the figure 4. And again, Houston just lifting that leg off the mat. He might have to submit here. He can't turn it over. He can't turn it over. Can he do it? Fans behind him. Yes, he does. And again, Anderson forced to release. Houston gets to his feet first. Elbow right to the side of the head. And a Russian leg sweep takes down the champion. And now Sam Houston yelling at Baron von Raschke now. Raschke backing away, but Houston with a backbreaker. He's got to focus on his opponent. I don't know what's being said there at the ringside. The mic's not picking it up. But obviously Baron von Raschke said something to Sam Houston. He's going after JJ now. The big right hand. The enforcer from behind. And that worked against Sam Houston. Sting just looking on. He might want to come over and help out Sam Houston. Clothesline there by the enforcer. A double countout means Anderson retains the title. Down goes Sam Houston. Referee up to 5. They have until the count of 10 to get back in there. Anderson throws him in and follows. 5 minutes remaining in the time limit. Anderson again undoing that top turnbuckle pad. He's going to throw Houston into it. Front face lock. No, instead, going for the figure 4 once again. Houston in trouble. Anderson trying to bring the leg down. Houston just preventing it. But Houston so worn out. Can he turn it over for a third time? Yes, he can. Anderson might want to consider a different move because that figure 4 has not worked against Sam Houston. But perhaps has more than we think. What a drop kick there by Houston. Roll up there by Anderson. He caught Sam Houston by surprise. 2. Can he hold him down? Yes, he does. Anderson just retained the title. And there you see the inexperience of Sam Houston coming into play. Houston, I think, might have been going for maybe a Boston Crab. I don't know. Anderson just caught him by surprise, rolled him up for the 1, 2, 3, and this one's over. Tremendous challenge, though, from Sam Houston. Just the experience of Arn Anderson coming into play as he rolls up Sam Houston for the win. Let's get the official word.
Here is your winner, and still WCW World Television Champion, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson.
Great win by Arn Anderson. He is still your World Television Champion. Don't go away. We'll be right back. It is time for our main event. The World Tag Team titles on the line. America's team, Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA, to take on the champions, the Midnight Express, Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane. Magnum and Dusty coming to the ring. What an ovation for America's team. What an opportunity for them, the championship committee, to deem them worthy of this title shot here this evening. Jim Cornette frustrated. He believes the Midnight Express should not have to defend the titles 2 weeks before Clash of the Champions 3, when they already had a title match set for the Rock and Roll Express, or with the Rock and Roll Express. I can definitely see his point. This could very well change the complexion of the card. It could just be a grudge match between the Rock and Roll Express and the Midnight Express, and Magnum and Dusty would be forced to take on a totally different team with the titles on the line. So I think Jim Cornette has some beef here this evening, as his men being forced to defend the titles. Beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan, they are fighting champions and they won't back down from anyone. So they're coming out here tonight with something to prove. Jim Cornette, their manager, following the champions to the ring. Well over a month ago, the Midnight Express won the tag team titles in that tournament. Fans, as I mentioned, signed for next week. It'll be Tommy Rich taking on the Warlord in the second of the Gauntlet Challenge. If he wins, he'll get the U.S. title shot against Nikita Koloff in 2 weeks, 2 weeks from tonight.
WCW World Tag Team Magnum TA, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, on the way to the ring at a combined weight of 515 pounds. Magnum TA and the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Magnum TA. the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and their opponents, at a combined weight of 457 pounds, they are the Tag Team Beautiful Bobby Eaton and Sweet Stan Lane, the Midnight Express.
Fans, this just in, another match has been signed for Clash of the Champions. Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin will take on Chief Wahoo McDaniel in a grudge match. So yet another match for the Clash. What a night it's going to be. Don't miss it for anything 2 weeks from this evening. But of course we'll be back next week as well, 6:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Each and every week, every Saturday, World Championship Wrestling hits the airwaves. And referee Bill Scott calls for the bell. Beautiful Bobby Eaton starting off against Magnum TA. World Tag Team titles on the line. Magnum putting the boost to Beautiful Bobby. What a night it's going to be. We know it's going to be Arn Anderson taking on Sting. If Anderson wins next week, it'll be for the TV title in 2 weeks as well. If Anderson keeps his TV crown. Jim Cornette up in the face of Magnum, and Bobby Eaton rolls him up from behind. He's got the tights. One. A 1 count only. Tag made the Sweet Stan. Interference already from manager Jim Cornette. Magnum shook that blow right off and gave it right back to Sweet Stan. Picks him up. Flapjacks him down. Great maneuver there by Magnum TA. They would love to walk away with the World Tag Team titles here this evening. Magnum could become a double champion at the Clash. A double world champion. As you know, Magnum TA will be challenging Ric Flair for that world title 2 weeks from tonight. Measures him. Drives the fist between the eyes. Anderson and Sting already signed. It'll be Dusty Rhodes taking on Tully Blanchard in a Falls Count Anywhere match for the U.S. Tag Team titles. Cover here by Lane, trying to put away Magnum. Referee so slow to get into position. A 1 count only. U.S. Tag Team titles on the line. Ron Simmons, Sam Houston. What a valiant effort earlier by Houston, but coming up short against Anderson. But he will defend the U.S. Tag Team title along with Ron Simmons against Ivan Koloff and Baron Von Raschke. One has to wonder if Koloff and Raschke's presence at ringside did not get into the head of Sam Houston. Got him off his game, so to speak. Lane putting the boots to Magnum. Picks the man up. Throws him into the corner. Tag made to Beautiful Bobby. Double team coming up from the Midnight Express. High cross body by Beautiful Bobby. Also signed Lex Luger taking on Barry Windham. The Road Warriors will take on Black Bart and Wild Bill Irwin, the Long Riders. Abdominal stretch here by Beautiful Bobby. Of course, the Midnight Express will do battle with the Rock and Roll Express. Will they still be the champions in 2 weeks, though? Dusty Rhodes tagged in. Runs over Beautiful Bobby. Sweet Stan took a swing at Rhodes. Misses both times. Reversal by Bobby. Into the corner. Tag made the Sweet Stan. Double team coming up. Off the ropes. Sweet Stan drives the elbow after the drop toe hold by Bobby. Good double team there. Good teamwork by the champions. And Rhodes fell almost face first into that chair. That chair was thrown in by Jim Cornette. Trips up Stan Lane and he fell hard on that chair. Now Jim Cornette up on the apron. From behind is Sweet Stan. And he'll crack the knee of Rhodes. Also, of course, World Champion Ric Flair taking on Magnum TA. And Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin taking on Chief Wahoo McDaniel. What a night it's going to be. Rhodes moved out of the way. Good heads-up move by the challenger. And now Rhodes throws him into the corner. We're going to stay with you. We're approaching the 7 o'clock hour on the East Coast. But we're staying with you for the conclusion of this World Tag Team title match. Rhodes has Lane reeling here. And referee Bill Scott just threw the chair out of the ring. There's Jim Cornette again up on the apron. Bobby Eaton from behind. Referee was distracted. And Eaton just took out Magnum as well. But Rhodes up on his feet. Rhodes is on his feet. He's measuring Lane. He's going for the bionic elbow. But Eaton's got a chair. Eaton's got a chair. Disqualification. The Midnight Express have been disqualified to retain the tag team titles, but Eaton gonna do a number. He just hit the referee as well. Bill Scott is down, but he is stirring. We're gonna look at the replay here. But wait a minute, there's Flair and Anderson and the Rock and Roll Express. They've all come out from the stands. They came out of the stands. Flair and the Rock and Roll Express have hit the ring. The Rock and Roll Express were coming to the aid of Rhodes and Magnum to get that chair away from Bobby. But Flair and Blanchard waited through the crowd as well. We've got 4 teams in there, 8 men. Magnum battling with Tully on the floor. Magnum wants to get to Flair. It's Lane and Gibson mixing it up. Dusty Rhodes and Flair now. And the Midnight Express working with the Horsemen. We've seen some unusual allegiances here tonight. Magnum just threw Tully into the ring post. In the ring, Flair working over Ricky Morton. Rakes the eyes. And Rhodes battling Eaton. Lane with a kick to Gibson. It's all breaking down here this evening. 2 weeks before the Clash of the Champions. It'll be Dusty and Tully. But right now, Dusty focused on Bobby Eaton, the Midnight Express and the Rock and Roll Express in 2 weeks. And Flair and Magnum, but Flair having his troubles here with Ricky Morton. And Tully Blanchard preventing Magnum from getting his hands on Ric Flair. Meanwhile, Dusty suplexing Bobby back into the ring, spinning toe hold by Stan Lane. We'll try to stay with you as long as we can. This is just chaos here. Referee Bill Scott, good to see him back on his feet. Fans, we are running out of time. We're going to have to sign off for the evening.